can. Perfect. All right. So the first activity here, we're going to talk about, real estate, housing, things like that, things related to where we live, right? So let's start this. You can find this in the PDF. You can also go to the PDF that was in your email. It's the same one. All right, so we're going to start with something very basic. Okay, so talk about the places you've lived in, you have lived in your whole life, and what were some good things? Oh, Enrico's just arriving. What did you like or dislike about them? Okay, so positives and negatives, right? Talk about the problems you've had with your flat or your house, and then talk about where you live now. Okay, and what's special or interesting about the place that you live in now, right? So just very basic, short little conversation, and then we'll move on. So we'll have plenty of these. All right. Hi, Enrico.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay.
No problem. No problem. Actually, we haven't joined our first conversation. So you're right on time. Right on time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So you can find the PDF.
Yes.
You have it there, and good. So we have two groups. So that works perfectly. Okay. And you can join your partner and talk about this first section.
Do you download the PDF?
Yes, but just a second.
Okay, we will have to speaking about our living, about some space, how we live, and problems around that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Prague, I live in flat, 2 rooms, and it's our flat. We have a mortgage, and when my son will have 3 or 5 years, we plan to move to bigger flat or house.
Wow.
Sure.
So when my son will be 5 years old.
Okay, we'll be older. We plan to move to bigger house, maybe, or flat, because in Prague are so expensive flats and house as too. And we don't have any problems because it's old house. We live in the first floor. We don't. We had maybe the problem is the elevator, because we bought the elevator and our house had bad architecture, and that elevator has the station in the middle of the floors, and if you have the baby cabin, what is it?
Stroller.
Stroller. You have to go on the
stairs.
Stairs.
Yeah, you have to take the stairs.
Yes.
No, that's a problem.
But Quentin like it to jump
Really?
on the stairs.
Okay.
But Pavel, just out of curiosity, when you say that it's not affordable to buy an apartment in your country, what do you mean exactly? What is the range for an apartment?
In the euros or?
Yes.
In Prague, our apartments, we bought it for 300,000 euros. Oh, no.
Yes, but just to have a range, I don't want to say. I don't want to know a specific amount, but just to have a range.
like an idea. Yeah. So for example, I know also because I live in Prague too. I live in Prague, and so I think, the range for an apartment, maybe like two bedrooms, or two bedrooms in the center or close to the center. Probably at least 200,000. Up to maybe 300, 400, 500,000.
Yeah, when we
Ah.
bought it, the prices go up. We bought it in the good time, and I'm not sure if it's if I compare it with the salaries. It's hard to say if it's expensive or cheaper if we will compare it with the Italy. I think it's hard to say. And in the Italy, was the prices?
But for example, it's depend on the city. For example, in Rome, it depends if you want to buy in the city center or outside. But consider that the range is from 2,500 euros per square meters. I mean, from 2,500 to 600, 700 euros per square meters in the city center.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yes.
So that's probably pretty. I think it's probably higher, right? Than here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and that's and can most people afford it?
For rich people, yes.
Of course. Wow. Yeah, because it just seems like normal people with jobs or young people that are starting their careers. It's hard to.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Especially in the city center.
Yeah.
And that's why many people live outside of the city center.
When you are in an apartment, and sometimes there are another apartment in front of your window, sometimes too near, so your neighbor can see you in your living room. So sometimes it's strange. And like I said, 5 years ago, I lived in a flat like this, so it was a problem for me.
I see.
Wow. I could see it.
Isolated.
Yeah. Wow. And so you had to put the the curtains.
Yeah, I can do that. But when you put sorry, I don't remember the word, but
the curtains.
Curtains.
You cut the light, so
yeah,
it's okay for the night, but I don't know.
Yeah, during the day, it's important to have a natural light.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But if you open the window, or if the windows are kind of, you can see outside and get the natural light, people will also see in.
Yeah.
So no privacy.
So it's very complicated in the summer.
That's right. Very good. And maybe Geoffrey, maybe a question for Emily.
Yeah. So same question, Emily. What are some problems you've had with your flat house?
Oh, I described for Geoffrey that with your house, of course, it's more tense because you can have a lot of problems and you need to fix them by yourself because you don't have a special company. Right now, we are living in an apartment. That's why it's less problems because you have a company and they fix and solve the problems. If you have, but I mean, if I'm thinking about what problems I've had with my flat, maybe that a couple of months ago, I think, my faucet was leaking and I needed to change it. And for example, 2 years ago, I don't know what happened, but my mirror wasn't like close to the wall. That's why my mirror dropped down.
Now I see. So you can say the mirror wasn't attached.
Yeah,
Wasn't
my mirror
attached.
wasn't attached to the wall.
Ooh, okay. So
Yeah,
it fell.
it fell. Yeah, and there were a lot of mirror pieces on the floor, and then
Wow.
I needed to find a new one, and I fixed it, and it was like very close to New Year's Eve, but I made it happen, and it was great. I
Wow.
solved the problem.
Wow. Yeah. So mostly problems with like the repairs and the maintenance.
That's right. Yeah.
I see. Okay. 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 Very good. Very good. So maybe now for the last section, just talk about the third question about things that are special or interesting about where you live now, the good things about where you live.
Geoffrey, think about the apartment or house.
Some meeting with our roommates, and one of them was policeman. And for me, I don't have problem with policemen, but in these days, I smoke the weed. I don't want to live with policemen. And next day, I quit that flat and find another flat.
I see. I see. Interesting. And Enrico, have you had any problems with here?
But for example, when the first year I moved to Rome, I shared a room with another guy, and it's not always easy to stay with other people. I say that before that you have to find the good match, and because everyone has their own habits, and
Of course.
and one of the one important things is to set rules equal for everyone, and try to find the balance with the different habits, but also with the different timetables.
Right. That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah, the rules. The rules are very important. All right, everyone. So let's get a couple of shares, right? So just share something that you discussed with your partner, something that was interesting. Okay, just short, just like a couple sentences, you know. So Geoffrey, what was something interesting that you discussed with Emily?
So we discussed about our where we lived in. So Emily talked to me. She lived in a house built by his father. I mean,
By her
and
father.
she used to live in house. She liked to have a garden, I think, and pets, on many other things.
Good. Awesome. Perfect. And let's see, Pavel, what was discussed in your group?
We talked with Enrico. He bought the flat few months ago, and he's happy with this flat, and he thinks he will be there long time. And when he was younger, he lived with in flat with another people, and it was sometimes it was hard because different people, different habits, dirty dishes. Yes, that's all.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Very good, everyone. Perfect. So here, let's go to the next one. So now we're going to discuss advantages and disadvantages. So I heard your conversations and you already talked a little bit about roommates. So continue talking about that. So the pros and the cons, good things, bad things. Here, advantages, disadvantages of living with a roommate. So try to find the good things. Most people just say, oh, living with roommates is bad, right? It's completely bad, zero, not good. But try to think of, you know, maybe there are some good things, maybe not for you, but for other people, right? And so that's one, roommates, without roommates, and renting a flat and buying a flat. So a lot of people, you know, they like buying because it's yours and all that stuff, but try to think of advantages. Again, even if you prefer buying, you can still talk about, you know, the advantages of renting for other people maybe. Okay, so that's important, right? To discuss both sides. Because in the other class earlier, you know, people were like, oh no, I like renting. I like, you know, buying, so I'm only going to talk about what's good about what I like. But try to see both sides. Okay, and this will be a good conversation exercise here to discuss the pros and the cons. Okay, so you can join your second partner for this.
Hello.
Hello. So Jeffrey, between renting a flat or buy a flat, which one do you prefer?
It depends. It depends because at the moment I'm looking for buying a flat, but I'm used to rent because it's in my life it was easier for me to rent because I was used to move from city to another city very often, so it was easy to quit a flat or an house that you rent compared to if you have to sell a flat. Sometimes you can be blocked. So I think.
Good. Okay, good. So Jeffrey, you say I'm used to renting.
I'm used to renting.
I'm used to renting, and also you could say instead of it was easy, you say it was easy to move out.
Okay.
Out or to change, you know, to move, or you say it was easy to move or to change apartments or to break the lease. You can say that too. Very good. And Enrico, what about you?
I prefer buying a house, but I know that to rent an apartment is very easy. It's cheap and you can save a lot of money to buy an house in the future. Yes, and also I don't know. I now that I am the owner of my house, I feel very good because I can really say that this is my house and home, and if I want to change something, I can do, and I don't wait for a green light from the owner, for example, and
yeah, it feels good. It feels good to, to have a sense of ownership,
Yes.
right? To be, yeah, it's yours, right? Now, do you see it as an investment? Does that matter to you? The fact that like you are, that, it will go up in value, or do you just don't think about kind of the investment value?
No, I know that there is an investment value because when you rent an apartment, you use your money, and you, how to say,
You lose it,
get away. Yes, you lose your money.
you throw it away.
Yeah.
You're just throwing away money, right? But when you own it, right, you make the payments and it goes towards the value, right?
Yes, and every month you put a brick,
Of course.
in your life.
Good. These are good points. These are good points. Maybe right now, before you talk about the roommates, maybe talk about why some people prefer renting. So you talked about it was cheap. Now, any other reasons?
You pay. You don't pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah, property taxes. That's a good point. Okay, Geoffrey, any other ideas?
Oh yeah, you don't have to borrow. No, not borrow.
Yeah, borrow money from the
You
bank.
don't have to borrow money, so sometimes it depends of the situation of people. Of course, it depends of your work, of your incomes. So sometimes you cannot borrow money, so you have to rent because the price is lower. But yeah, if you have money, maybe a better approach would be buying a flat and rent it. Maybe it's
Exactly.
I assume this is the subject of the exercise 3.
Yeah, you can exactly. So you buy it and then you rent it out to someone.
Yeah.
Right, so that you can get, get some income. Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that could be a good business opportunity. Very good. So continue talking about this, about buying, renting, and also living with roommates.
Okay.
Living without a roommate, I think it's much better because then you organize your own time and you don't change yourself to others. Because I mean, when you're living with a roommate, you need to change your behavior or like your way of thinking. And then one day you think like, oh, it's not me because I was so flexible for my roommate, for example. That's why I changed myself. What do you think, Pavel?
I have a lot of experience with the roommate, and I think it's the key is to find somebody who is like you, and best is the be with your friends, old friends, because he know you, you know him or her, but it's still isn't easy. It's a nice picture, set up the rules. You will clean in the Monday, I will cleaning in the Friday or on the Friday.
On Friday.
On Friday. But it's a nice picture, but it's not true. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time, you forgot cleaning, and you want to cook, and a lot of dirty dishes are there, and you can't, you have to clean it, or they want to do make a party and you have very important meeting tomorrow. There could be a lot of collisions, problems there, but I have a lot of nice experience with this. You can make a party, you can meet his or her new friends. I like to meet with the new people. For me, was the good times when I living with the other peoples, and I had some bad companies around me, some psychopaths.
Oh my gosh. Pavel.
Yes, I lived with one pair, and her boyfriend say, I'm going to kill myself. And he
gosh.
took the big knife and go to the bathroom and lock him there and screaming. And I say, what?
That's
It's
crazy.
2 o'clock in the morning. Go to sleep, guys.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but Pavel, just remember, not make a party, but have a party.
Have a party, okay.
And also not people's. So it's one person, many people.
Okay.
No S. Okay. But wow, yeah, no, that can be a hard. All right, everyone. Very good. Very, very good. Great. So let's continue here. Okay, let's continue with everyone. Okay, the next one. So here we're going to do a little bit of speaking as a group. Okay, as a group, we're going to do, and what we will do here is we're going to explain some of the words that are here. Okay, so let me just erase this. Okay, good. So you're going to pick one of the words that are in, on this list right here, in this exercise, and explain it in your own words. So it doesn't have to be a technical definition. Just explain one of these. Okay. Perfect. So let's start. Let's start with Emily.
For example, the first one, landlord. It's a person who rents out land or like a building or accommodation, like it's kind of the owner of the apartment.
Exactly. So it's the owner that then rents it out. So that's a good verb. Rent out means you are giving the property, right? You're not borrowing it or you're not renting it, you are offering it. Very good. And let's see, Enrico.
For example, security deposit. The money that you have to give in advance if you want to rent an apartment to the owner of the apartment.
That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. So what you pay in advance, that's a key word. Very good, Enrico. And Geoffrey?
Rent amount. I think it's the amount you have to spend every month in order to have the right to live in the place.
Right. You got it. Perfect. Well, yeah, what you spend every month. And Pavel?
Tenant, I think, is the person who rent a flat or house from landlord.
You got it. That's the tenant. Perfect. And back to Emily.
Lease. It's like a kind of a contract. I mean, for property or something, and with this specified time, or I mean, like about your payments and other things like that.
Right. Yeah, like a contract or an agreement is also another word.
That's right. Yeah.
An agreement about the rent, right? So it's an agreement, but for renting, or you could say the lease. Good. And last one, Enrico.
The real source fee. And for example, the money that you have to give to the agency
Yes, good.
when you want to buy or rent an apartment,
Exactly. Yeah. What you
because
did.
they organize all the stuff to consent you to have the apartment.
That's a good explanation. Yeah, the agency or the real estate agent, you can also say that. Exactly. Because they do the work. They are like the middlemen. They connect the buyers and the sellers, or the landlords and the tenants. Good. So now that you have some basic vocabulary here, okay, try to use this vocabulary here: landlord, tenant, rent amount, security deposit, lease. Try to use this in this one. What is a good landlord? What are the characteristics of a good landlord? What are the characteristics of a good tenant? All right, so discuss this. What's a good landlord? What's a good tenant? Also, why are security deposits important? Okay, so this is important. So Enrico explained what it is, but why do landlords require? Why do they need this? Why? And what are the important parts of a lease? So Emily explained that the lease is a contract, right? The agreement. But what are the different parts, the different sections? Okay, and what terms? So if you deal with contracts, use terms. These are like the conditions. What are the terms of the contract? What are the conditions? What are the points in the contract? So what are the terms, right? Terms of the contract. Exactly. So there you could talk about the conditions or the elements. Okay. Great. So let's jump into our next breakout room so that we can practice this vocabulary. Okay. Try to use it as much as possible. Okay. And let's see. Exchange. Perfect. So Emily, Enrico, good. Geoffrey, Pavel.
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
I lose the
PDF?
No, the link to go to the.
Oh, I see. No problem. So we'll bring Emily back here. Let's see. Emily, move to main session. Okay, so you can stay here, and Emily.
Okay, sorry, but I'm using the phone.
Oh, right. No problem. No problem. So Emily, we'll just work here. We'll just stay here in this main room, and you can discuss. So maybe we can start with Enrico. So maybe Emily, ask Enrico the first question.
What are some characteristics of a good landlord?
In my opinion, a good landlord is a person who gives you an apartment with all comforts in a good condition, and that also help you solve a problem when you have a problem.
Exactly.
Because, for example, sorry.
Oh, so I was going to ask you, like what problems?
But for example, some maintenance problems. Because in general they don't want to pay, anything, and they think that the person who rent the house have to pay everything. But sometimes something is for people who rent the houses, something is for the owner.
Of course.
Especially, I have to say, for the long period maintenance. I don't know how to call.
Yeah, you could
this
say
kind of,
or maybe repairs.
Yes.
I mean, repairs or maintenance is good. Yeah, repairs or maintenance, or you could say remodeling, maybe. Yeah, but that's true. It's important to agree, who has what, who is responsible for what.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And Enrico, you can ask the next one if you want.
Yes. Emily, what are security deposits important?
Yes, I think security deposits are important because, for example, if you don't have a security deposit, you don't care about the place where you live. For example, you can damage something, like to forget to turn off the oven, or maybe like to open the door of your refrigerator and to forget about it, or maybe like some people, they'd like to organize parties, and then there are a lot of like big problems. Maybe they could I don't know, open the bottle of the wine and to dirty your walls, or maybe if you have pets, then they can destroy some furniture.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of dirty the walls, so dirty would be an adjective, wouldn't be the verb. So you can make the walls dirty.
Yeah.
Make the walls dirty, or maybe you can say, you know, maybe stain and stain the walls.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure.
Stain the walls, and there are a lot of things, but when
Rush another neighbors.
Yeah.
I was the bad tenant because I make music, and in one of my flat I make music, and another neighbors knock on my door. And I had the big problems because in 2 weeks I was fired out from the flat.
So you were kicked out.
Kicked out, yes.
And were you just playing music, or were you like playing an instrument and singing?
I think I do some instrumentals and wrote lyrics and rap. I was young and mad. But now I understand, because
Right.
when we had some loud neighbors with small child, is not good.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
But now is everything okay.
Right. Now you don't play music in the middle.
No, because I have a audio room in my work, and when I want to do music, I go there, because my work is 500 meters from my flat.
Wow.
I'm very happy.
And you can go to your audio room or to your music room or whatever in the middle of the night, on the weekends, whenever you want.
I think I can, but I don't do it. We have a deal with my girlfriend. I stay longer at my work during the Thursday, and this is time to make music. And if I have a muse, I can do music at home, but not rap, just wrote the lyrics or make music with the headphones.
Okay, well, that works. That's a good arrangement. And so, Pavel, maybe you can ask Geoffrey another question.
Okay. Have you ever been bad tenant?
Yeah. I'm a tenant right now. So yeah, I'm used to be a tenant, so that's okay for me for the moment. I think I'm a good tenant, so I pay my rent amount every month. I respect the lease, and that's it.
And would you like to one day, buy some property?
Yeah, I'm looking to it at the moment with my girlfriend. We searching the best place.
Wow.
We're looking for a good flat near the downtown.
Like in the downtown Bordeaux, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That must be very expensive, right? Because Bordeaux is super expensive.
Yeah, that's right. So it will be hard to find an apartment better than this one with greater. Sorry, but it's okay. I want to be owner, so
Right.
it's okay if it's
Right.
small.
Good.
It's
good.
investment.
Yeah, it's investment. We have to start.
Yeah, exactly. And prices will go up in the future.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Especially in a city like Bordeaux. So I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. I think so.
And Pavel, for you, what are some important parts of a lease?
In Czech Republic, I think it's the same because the prices are on same level if you are owner or lease. But maybe you can be more free because you can move to another lease without the problems. And if you bought the flat, you are owner and you have to find some good tenant. And sometimes it's so hard in Czech Republic. And law in Czech Republic is bad because you can't kick out that bad tenant.
It could be very nice.
Good. Nice. What's the next one?
Actually, we finished all the questions and I asked Enrico about his apartment that he bought.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Mhm.
And you're happy in it, Enrico, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so where in Rome is it? Is it, in the center?
20 minutes by bus from the city center,
Oh,
more or
wow.
less.
Oh, wow. Nice. And is it like kind of like a suburban area, or is there like?
No, I think that it's in the middle because there is a lot of things around my house. For example, supermarkets, the postal office, the shops, chemistry or pharmacy. Okay. And yes, and it's quite easy to reach the city center.
Mhm.
And also, if you don't have a car, you can do many things here because you can go by foot.
Okay. That's good. That's awesome. Well, happy to know that you've got your own place.
Yes.
That's awesome. Very good. So
if you want to visit Rome, you can stay to my house.
Yes, we will have our English class there. Everyone.
Yes.
Why not? Sure.
Kind of you.
Why not? Yeah, thank you, Enrico. We'll be there next week. This weekend. Yeah, we'll be there. Yes. Great. Awesome. So let's move on to the other one. So when you are, let's say you are visiting. Okay, so we say if you're visiting a house, but you want to know if it's right for you, we use view. You view an apartment, right? So you don't say you visit an apartment or visit a house. That's if you visit with your friends, like, oh, I'm going to visit my friend, we're going to have some tea. But if it's just to see if it's right for you so that you can buy it or rent it, you say view, right? So to view the apartment or a viewing, I want to schedule a viewing. Okay, now the next one is a very short discussion, only 3 minutes. What are some important topics to discuss with the realtor or the owner when you view the apartment, what are some most important things? So now you, like, for example, now Enrico, when you went to your new apartment, what are some things that you need to know that are very important to decide, right? So this one is a short one. Just discuss what's important, what questions, right? Or what are some topics that you should discuss with the owner or the realtor? Okay, very good. So you can join your partner for this.
I don't know what is the most important thing, but the first thing I mean it's details about room or spaces. You know, like I like to know the surface of each room first, and after that, I like to speak about anything you don't know or you don't see when you view the apartment, like the lease terms, if you want to rent. I don't know where can I park my car. So if there an indoor parking or outdoor. And I don't know, maybe for the buyers, you have to know a lot of more things like insurance. If it's a condo, you know, you have a lot of rules to include in the lease, or I don't know. You have to know about it. You have to be noticed, to get noticed about it when you view it.
For example, for eating or for example, the fee for ratings.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And if I want to do some changes, it's possible or not. If I don't like some part of that flat and I want to buy better, I don't know, fridge, freezer
Yes.
or something like this, or if I can hear the another neighbors, if the walls are
Yeah, thin.
thin or yeah, bigger.
Yeah.
It's the problem in the new flats, I think, and we have small child, and he's so loud sometimes.
Yes. Very good. So I just remember a child.
Child.
Exactly. Yeah, and maybe even the neighbors, right? You want to know who the neighbors are. All right, everyone. So we're going to do just a little bit of vocabulary, of a special vocabulary. You know, that this is a necessary. You know, it's a little bit more advanced, more technical, but it's you know, it's not too difficult, right? It's not super technical, but it's important. Okay, so here, you know, we're going to match the question. These are questions that you would ask the landlord or the realtor, right? When you and these things are topics, different topics, right? So these are the topics and these are the questions, and we want to match the topic to the question. So Geoffrey, can you start?
Yep. How many square meters is the flat? So it's for the size.
Exactly. Good. So the size, how many square meters? Good. Or square feet in America, but in Europe we use meters. Good. And Emily.
Are we allowed to have pets? What about overnight guests? I think it's about rules and regulations.
Exactly. Yeah. D. Exactly. So are we allowed is kind of like, can we have pets? But a nicer way is, are we allowed to? You know, it's more advanced, right? Can we? Simple English, are we allowed to? You know, it's more advanced English. So very good, Emily. And Pavel.
Who is responsible if something gets damaged or breaks? Repairs.
Exactly. That's very important, right? Who is responsible, right? Do you have to pay for it, or does the landlord have to pay for it? Perfect. Very good. And Enrico, 4.
How much are the bills for water, heating, and electricity? Utilities.
Utilities, exactly. So what are the bills, right? What you pay every month, the utilities. And last one, Geoffrey.
How should we notify you when we want to finish the lease? So termination notice.
Exactly. Yeah, when you want to, you know, when you want to leave, when you want to move out, you need to, you know, figure out what is the termination notice. Is it 60 days, 30 days, right? Okay, good, good, good. So now let's see, let's do this one here. We have a few more minutes here. So Emily, number 1.
Our lease says that we must give notice 60 days in advance. To give notice means to tell your landlord that you plan to move.
Perfect, very good. And Pavel, 2.
We met with our landlord to sign the lease and go over the rules of the apartment. To go over means to discuss in details.
Exactly. Exactly. To go over means to discuss, right? To talk about. Good, perfect. And Enrico, 3.
The lease requires paying rent on the first day of the month. If not, there is a penalty. To requires means to make something necessary or needed.
Exactly. Good. So it's kind of like, in simple English, basically it's need. I need, or the landlord needs, but requires, it's much nicer. That's more advanced English. Okay, so it's good. So here we have some other vocabulary. This is the last vocabulary exercise. Okay, so actually here we don't have to read the sentences, but you know, these are good examples if you want to know how to use it. But here, maybe just say what this means. Okay, so Geoffrey, you can choose which one you want.
Utilities, useful or extra features of a property, apartment, house, etc.
Actually, utilities is a little bit different.
Oh,
It's
it is. Oh, sorry, maybe it's it is the supply of electricity,
Good.
gas, or water by your company.
exactly a
Oh,
utility.
it was the second.
Exactly. Good. It sounds like the other one, but it's, yeah, very good. And Emily.
The second one, amenities, it's useful or extra features of a property, apartment, house, etc.
Exactly, the amenities. So a lot of the condos nowadays, they have amenities. They have, a sauna or a pool, right? Or a gym, you know, or, you know, so these are ping pong tables. These are amenities. Good, very good, Emily. And Pavel.
I don't pay for doctor's visits because my health insurance plan covers it. Protection from financial loss.
Exactly. So if you have insurance, you're protected, right? If you have an emergency or there's a fire or something, you are protected from the financial loss or from losing money to pay for it. Very good. And Enrico.
Incident, a specific event or happening.
That's right. Yeah. Specific. Yeah, is very good. Incident. And last one, Geoffrey.
And breaking illegal entry into a house.
Exactly, a break-in, like when people come and steal. Okay, the 2 bonus ones. Okay, who knows what these are? You can just say
Patio, like patio, maybe?
good. Yeah, patio. The patio, right? You can have your little
Patio.
barbecue. Okay.
Patio.
And trash.
Put up.
Oh,
Oh, pick. I don't know.
you got it. Say it again.
Pick up.
Yeah.
I think Alfred got it.
Trash pickup, right? So these are some things that you have to discuss. I mean, nowadays, most modern places have it, but sometimes they charge, for trash pickup, right?
Mhm.
So, okay. So the last activity, right? So the last activity we'll do here, I'm going to send you the video so you can, or actually you have it in your email. So if you want to watch the video and answer these questions. Okay, it's a very good video, and all the words that we used, you will hear them. So it's great practice, to hear all these terms, all these vocabulary terms from a native speaker and a professional realtor. So great activity there, but we're not going to do it now because I want you guys to practice using this. So what we're going to do right now is a conversation, role play. So at role play, you imagine that you are a tenant. One person is a tenant, one person is a realtor. Okay, and then you'll change maybe 3-4 minutes, and then you change. And you're going to ask some questions, right? So these are some questions that you can use, right? If you don't have any ideas. You can say, oh, what are the lease terms? Oh, move-in costs. Right, so that's what you pay in the beginning. Can you grill on the patio? Can I have a pet? Can fees and deposits, what's included, renter's insurance. So sometimes the landlord pays insurance, sometimes the tenant pays for the insurance, right? You could talk about safety. Okay, will I feel safe, right? How often does the rent go up? So if the rent goes up, they put the price higher, right? So you need to ask these things. Okay, so these are some questions, page 5, some questions that you can ask. Or, let's see, maybe let's send a different exercise. You can also ask on page 2. Okay, here you have some questions. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, it's the first one that we did. Okay, so you can also ask basic questions here. Okay, so page 2 and page 5, you have some questions, but if you feel comfortable, you can just make your own questions, right? Just test yourself without reading. Okay, so very good. So it's a role play, and I will send you a message to everyone and tell you when you can switch. And the tenant becomes the landlord, and the landlord becomes the tenant. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do this. Okay, great. So you can join your partner for this.
Oh, I don't know yet. Maybe I can be the tenant.
Okay, just ask.
Oh, it's easier maybe to ask question. So first question. I would like to know about the size of each rooms.
25 meters. As each rooms, we have three rooms.
Okay.
With patio or patio.
Patio.
Patio. And patio has 15 meters.
And you can say square meters.
Square meters. Okay.
Oh, so that's a great patio.
Yeah, you can make a barbecue there. It's okay.
Good.
But
Good.
you have to check if your neighbors don't wetting the clothes.
Oh, yes. So if they're not drying,
Drying the clothes.
they're clothes. Yeah.
There. Okay.
Good, good,
That's,
good.
that's great. And what is the rent amount already?
What?
What is the rent amount? I think I see it on the announcements, but I don't remember.
It's just 1,000 euros per month.
Okay. So
But
that's
it's without the fees.
okay. And is there any oh, I don't remember, security deposit to spend?
Yes, the security deposit is 3 times for amount rate.
Okay.
Price.
Yeah. So, or you could say the 3 months rent.
3 months rent, yes, but it's the cashback, and if you damage something, we put the price from this cashback.
So we will we will deduct it from the security deposits. So it's like take it from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Any
And
other questions?
yeah, I would like to know if I getting back my deposit when I move in, or it's included in the moving cost.
We will give you back in 1 month your deposit, and this is in our rules, but normally we will give you in 1 week if you don't damage anything.
Yeah, of course.
Good. So now let's change. So Pavel,
Yeah.
you're the tenant, and Geoffrey, you're the landlord.
Okay.
Okay. I have
Visitors or guest policy, I mean, or for example, how many people can live in your apartment?
There are 2 rooms, and you can decide if you rent the whole apartment, or if you want to rent only 1 room, or if you want to rent the whole apartment and decide to sub-rent a room.
I see. And what is
Sub-rent, David, we can say
Yeah,
sub-rent.
Sub-rent, or actually it would be a sublease.
Sublease. Okay.
Okay. And very good. This is very interesting, but I wanted to see maybe we can switch so that you can have a different role.
Oh,
you know.
sure.
So now, Emily, you'll be the landlord, right?
Mhm.
And Enrico,
Yes.
you'll be the tenant. So Enrico, you can start the conversation.
Okay. Hello, Emily. I'm Enrico, and would like to rent your apartment. So can you give me some information about the apartment, the utilities, the amenities?
Yes, like you can rent an apartment. All the supermarkets here, like beautiful squares, restaurants, movie theaters, whatever you need. And what date would you like to move in?
In 2 months. Is it
I
okay
see.
for you, or?
Yes, it would be available. I mean, and how many people will be living?
2 people.
Okay, that's fine. And
for example, is there a termination notice or not?
Yes, of course, like if we'd like to break the lease, then we'll notify you 2 months before.
Okay. And for example, is there a security deposit?
Yes, it's the same amount of money as a monthly payment. And
Okay,
do you have pets, Enrico?
no pets.
I see. That's okay. How long would you like to stay and why are you moving?
Because I'm looking for an house close to the office, and this is a good area for me. And I would like to rent the apartment at least for one year.
I see. Wow. Like it's amazing. And I mean, how many parking spaces would you require if you rent here?
Just one.
I see. And it's included into the price. I think it's a great, great thing. And
But for example, there is a person who people can call for maintenance or for some problems in the building.
oh, we have a very good company, and you'll call them. I'll give you the phone.
Very good. All right, everyone. Great conversations, very professional, very professional. You know, I liked, you know, that you used a lot of the words, right? That's very important. You know, the security deposit, termination notice. A lot of these you can also use in your business, right? So it doesn't have to be only real estate. You know, you can talk about rules and regulations, right? With anything, right? Require, you can use it in any business situation. It's very nice. You can go over, let's go over the contract. Let's go over the rules. Let's go over this. Okay. So give notice, all of these. So, you know, but I loved that you used it, you know, very professional. If you want to go deeper into it, you can watch the video. And like I said, there's a lot here. There's also some little bit of grammar right here. So yes, no questions like do you, blah, blah, blah. Present simple, okay, how often does, questions without a verb, you know. So you can do this and, you know, maybe find the mistakes here and correct them, you know. And so, yeah, you can, there's a lot of activities that you can do if you have time and if you want to do it. But we covered the basic vocabulary and you spoke very well today. So good job. Any questions before we finish?
I didn't have any.
Everything is
No
clear.
question.
Everything. That's good. That's awesome. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. And I'll
You
see
too.
you next time.
Bye.
too.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
everyone.
See you next time.
Take care.
Take care.